I still remember the night the whole village cried out for the man we had once ignored. That sound has never left my head. It was not the cry of women. Not the cry of men. It was the cry of fear. I was a teenager when all this happened. Our village, Umeona, lived in constant terror. The neighboring village, Ogikpa, attacked us anytime they wanted, burned farms, stole goats, beat any man they met on the road. In those days, there was no peace for anyone who went out or came in. You could leave home in the morning and people wouldn't know if you would return alive. In the middle of all this fear lived a poor farmer named Okoli. He was quiet. He owned nothing special, just a tiny mud hut and a small piece of land near the stream. Most people barely noticed him. Some even mocked him because he wore the same brown shirt almost every day. But my father always said, "Don't look down on a man because of his pocket. Look at his mind." I didn't understand those words until the day everything changed. The day of terror. One dry evening, Ogikpa warriors surrounded our village. They were more than we had ever seen. They blocked every path. People ran, screaming. Mothers pulled their children into their huts. Men grabbed machetes even though they were shaking. I climbed a tree to hide, and that was when I saw it. Okoli, the poor farmer, standing alone by the village square, watching quietly. He wasn't running. He wasn't shaking. He was thinking. After some minutes, he told the elders his idea. It was risky. It was strange. Some laughed at him. Some shouted at him. But he remained calm. His plan was simple. Since the enemy was expecting us to run or fight, we would do the opposite. We would lead them toward the old abandoned yam pits near the bush path, pits so deep that even a goat couldn't climb out. The elders finally agreed. And that night, while everyone pretended to flee, a small group of brave men, guided by Okoli, made the enemy chase them toward the pits. It worked. The warriors fell in, one after another, yelling in confusion. By morning, the attack was over. The enemy retreated in shame. The whole village celebrated. Drums. Singing. Dancing. But when people thanked the elders, the chiefs, the hunters, no one mentioned Okoli. He stood at the back, smiling weakly, then walked home alone. Years later, life returned to normal. Ogikpa kept away. People forgot the fear. People forgot the struggle. People forgot Okoli. Even when he grew sick, only a few people cared. He died quietly in his hut one rainy morning. No big ceremony. No honor. No remembrance. Just silence. The second terror. 3 years later, Ogikpa returned, stronger, angrier, and more desperate. They blocked the roads again. They burned the yam barns. They captured the men guarding the river path. Panic spread like fire. Someone shouted, "Where is Okoli? Bring him. He will know what to do." Silence. People looked at each other. Mouths shook. Eyes dropped. Someone whispered, "He is gone, we lost him." That was the first time I saw grown men cry without shame. That night, our village suffered more than we had ever suffered before, because the one man who could save us was no longer here. The lesson I can never forget. Every time I pass the abandoned hut where Okoli once lived, something tightens in my chest. We had a hero. We had wisdom right in front of us. We had a man who saved us when no one else could. But we forgot him because he was poor. The day we needed him again, he was no longer there. Moral lesson. Never throw away the people who stood beside you when life was hard. The same person you overlook today may be the only one who can save you tomorrow. And sometimes, the greatest tragedy is not losing a hero, but realizing too late that you never honored him when you had the chance.